Hello everyone, and this is Mikeratto. And welcome back guys, and well, we saw the retirement of The Undertaker at Survivor Series 2020. Well, if you watched the last ride, there were hints at that retirement. And he actually performed in 30 years in the same persona. Though he evolved it, well, his success in his career, his gimmick is unique, and every stipulation and matches that he actually goes to, well, some of these matches are new, such as the Inferno matches that time. Well, there were no Inferno matches. Hell in a Cell, he was one of the first participant in that match. Bird Alive match, and many more. Well, here we go with this 30 years of the Phenom Fijo. This character, The Undertaker, is so unique, which, well, if you ask a normal person, if they know a dead person who's actually doing something, they will just say The Undertaker or dead man who's actually wrestles. Well, the character is so unique that a lot of fans admire him. In his first gimmick, well, the Mortician one, while he walks in the ring, he acts like he doesn't sell the moves. Well, it actually is a huge thing in the past. Well, because if he sells the moves, well, he's just the same character as the other ones. Well, unless they continue this gimmick before. And I think the only other person that doesn't sell the moves that well, it's Hogan that time. Well, because of his Hulk powers, which he actually does his comeback after his opponents actually does his best to destroy him. Well, that's the thing that I remember that time, though I'm not sure. But yeah, well, he doesn't react to the punches that time. And when he was actually defeated, well, it's a huge thing because this guy, the 7 foot guy who actually competes in the ring and doesn't speak that well, he only follows Paul Bearer with the urn as they walk into the ring. While Brother Love was the one who actually introduced him, but Paul Bearer made him so popular with the two promos, the dynamic, the high-pitched voice by Paul Bearer, and The Undertaker's small speeches, and even just saying rest in peace in promos makes the promo actually great. And his actual moves, his actual gimmick, which while the opponents are intimidated, and he also bring a body bag in the ring, putting his opponent there. And yeah, when he evolved his character in his first quote-unquote death, well, he is more of the Lord of Darkness that we know. But in 1995 something or 1996, he wore a mask while he has actually an injury, which later on Kane has the same mask but it's red. And yeah, he actually wrestles a lot of superstars and a lot of high names in this era. And to think that this guy actually did wrestle in 3 decades. He wrestles the guys like Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, even the guys like AJ Styles for today. And Shawn Michaels, if you think about it, Triple H, and a lot of more, Stone Cold, even the guys like The Big Show, Kane, his brother, Batista, John Cena, while he was there. He wrestled them till, well, now, well, I think the retirement is official and people are actually buzzing over social media while he only spoke a little bit of words during his retirement, which is, well, it's the thing for his character. It's mystique, but he made the ultimate statement by saying rest in peace to The Undertaker, to his character, which, well, we are waiting for his Hall of Fame ceremony. And when he evolved his character, you will see a lot of changes from his theme song. Well, this theme song are either similar or it has the same pace, but it actually evolves the attires, which one time he actually descend from the sky while he actually cut a promo in the Titantron with the coffin with him saying the Undertaker will not rest in peace, and things such as attacking a lot of heels. And when he was actually a babyface, well, he actually made the lives of faces and heels actually be scared of him regardless of his role actually. And to think that this guy, well, from the Mortician to this other character, then the Lord of Darkness slash the Dark Priest, which, well, you will see a lot of people hanging in the ring with his, well, his signature logo, which is the TX, which, well, you will see a wrestler hanging in that sign, such as Stone Cold and even JBL's cabinet, and a lot of superstars also, and they even try to make him marry Stephanie McMahon during that time. While, yeah, this character is dark. The Ministry of Darkness, though, well, it is either short-lived by that time, while he actually, the Ministry of Darkness was evolved into this corporate ministry, and that combination was the Vince McMahon storyline, and then they dropped the entire storyline afterwards. Well, because Vince was actually fired, quote unquote, in television. But if you see the promos of The Undertaker, you will see even he actually hanged Big Boss Man in the Hell in a Cell after their match by putting his neck and actually having it with the rope. And then Bossman actually was in the high on the ring, like he was actually in the air. And then it's actually a dark time in that. And we also see The Undertaker actually burning Kane in their matches, in their Inferno matches. We also see The Undertaker being burned alive and then his hand sticking out of the grave, and it actually moves as a sign that The Undertaker is still there and the gimmick is still ongoing. And then when you see that The Undertaker actually made Paul Bearer buried in cement, he played mind games with Randy Orton, he played mind games with a lot of his opponents, which they will be scared out of their lives when you see the coffin and when you see the wax replica of one's wrestler like the Ortons, like Kevin Nash, and one time on their build up on WrestleMania 12. And then, yeah, The Undertaker is so phenomenal because of what he does and the longevity of his character. While he actually made the ultimate statement during Hell in a Cell matches, where he chokeslam, well, Mankind to the cell from the top of the cell, and then he actually throw Mankind to the announcer's table. If that doesn't make him a legend by himself, then watch him chokeslam Rikishi, or watch him actually throw Shawn Michaels to the announcer's table, or even yet, watch his matches which he actually destroyed Edge. After the match, well, he chokeslammed him from the ladder through the ring, and then there's fire everywhere. I think it's SummerSlam 2008. The Undertaker has done a lot of memorable things, and also, who can remember this? The streak, the 21-0 perfect record, which turned later into 25-2. The streak with a lot of challengers: Jake the Snake Roberts, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Well, we have a lot of more giants: Kevin Nash. We have the guys like Kane, Psycho Sid, well, Big Boss Man. We have the guys like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and etc., which tried to actually challenge him for the streak. And then, well, later on it actually became a huge deal when it actually was 12-0, 13-0, and above, which asks question mostly who is the one who deserved to end the streak, which a lot of wrestlers, while they tried and one actually defeated him, while 22 years later or 23 years later, Brock Lesnar ended the streak. And then yeah, The Undertaker also won multiple championships in the WWE. He won WWE Championships, World Heavyweight Championships, and Royal Rumbles. And yeah, he has done a lot of things, winning also Elimination Chamber matches, brutal matches, which you will see he also performed some of the hardcore matches, ladder matches, and many more to mention. The Undertaker continues to evolve from his characters alone when he tried to make his real life character into this, well, gimmick. When he the biker, he make it to the television, which we saw him talking into this more casual way, which his mission was to make the statement and make his opponent famous, while famous by actually getting beat up by him. That's the purpose. You will see him as a heel, which he aligns himself with Vince McMahon. And yeah, you will see him as a face who's actually destroying a lot of guys in the roster. The memorable feuds between Edge versus The Undertaker, Batista versus The Undertaker, Kane versus The Undertaker, Stone Cold versus The Undertaker, Bret versus The Undertaker, Shawn versus The Undertaker, Orton versus The Undertaker. And yeah, aside from his role in the ring, he is also the locker room leader, which he is the judge if there's anything backstage that is actually a bad thing for the wrestlers, which was actually confirmed during most of his interviews now, while you will see him actually talking about those stuff which he actually made wrestlers while they have punishments. And yeah, the wrestlers who did the punishments, well, they learned their lesson by not doing the same act again, because the locker room leader, The Undertaker, makes sure that these wrestlers were actually doing their job and actually having good attitude backstage. Well, there are rumors, or I'm not sure if they actually said it on interviews, which The Undertaker actually on WrestleMania 14 was waiting for Shawn Michaels if he refused to put over Austin. And even on the Montreal Screwjob, which Undertaker confront Vince McMahon backstage. While this is the example of a great locker room leader, even Vince McMahon was convinced to do something for The Undertaker, well, because he has the respect of everyone in the locker room. And yeah, a lot of guys tries a lot of things in pro wrestling, and gimmicks, not all of them are getting over by the point because fans are sometimes exhausted. And this gimmick is a great gimmick which he evolves, and during his evolutions of his characters, he makes sure that there is something new. While during his first time of his gimmick, while he does the Tombstone Pile Driver. When he does the American Badass gimmick, he does the Last Ride, and so many more. And then when he returned to the gimmick of the Phenom again in 2004, which is later used in 2007, 2008-ish, the Triangle Choke, Submission Hold, which sometimes was used in 2003, while he adapt his movements in the ring. When you see him stiff in the 1990s, while in the 2000s he became a brawler. He used this MMA thing and the boxing thing on the ringside. You will see him punch and punch and punch a guy with his offense. And yeah, so what do I think about this 30 years of The Undertaker? While he is an awesome legend, he is the legend. While There is no one that can replace him. There are many guys in the roster who admire him, and a lot of wrestlers who grew up and want to go to what they want because of the influence of some wrestlers that they admired during their childhood days. Some may be admired by The Undertaker or maybe all in the roster. And even the guys who are watching wrestling, they love this character. And when the Survivor Series 2020, when The Undertaker made his promo, a lot of people may shed actually a tear when they confirmed the retirement. And also on the last ride, when it was hinted and it was actually said by The Undertaker himself, while a lot of people are actually confused, some of us are actually, wow, he's retiring for 20 plus years, 30 years of his career. And it was actually a shock to a lot of guys. While some people actually want him to retire beforehand, but yeah, he retired now and he had a great career. And yeah, the gongs, the bike sounds when going to the ring, well, there's only one that we can think about, and that is The Undertaker. Did you enjoy this video? I hope you do. Subscribe now for more videos, like, comment down below, and share. Subscribe. This is Mikeratto, and have a good day. Peace.